Hi friends, this is your Yoganandam, biology lecturer from Edall Academy YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the biology full test paper with detailed solutions. Question number 2. Identify from the following the only taxonomic category that has a real existence. Taxonomic hierarchy is the system of arrangement of taxonomic categories in descending order. It was introduced by Linnaeus in the year of 1751, who initially proposed five categories such as class, order, genus, species, and variety. However, variety was obliterated and four new categories were introduced. Thus, the seven obligate categories is descending order or kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, and species. So the answer for this question is option B, species. Question number 3. In order to induce the bacterial uptake of plasmids, the bacteria are made competent by first treating with. In the calcium chloride method, the competency can be obtained by creating pores in the bacterial cells by suspending them in a solution which is high in calcium concentration. So the answer for this question is option B, calcium chloride. Question number 4. Match the following with reference to the insect and diseases. See the first one, mosquito. So while you are talking about mosquito, Aedes aegypti act as the vector for dengue virus, which causes dengue fever or breakbone fever. It is characterized by high fever, headache, and pain in muscles and joints. The second one is housefly, is commonly called as musca, act as mechanical carrier for pathogens of various diseases like typhoid, cholera, and dysentery. Third one is Xenopsilla or rat fleas are the most well-known vector of Yersinia pestis, the causative agent of bubonic plague. Fourth one is Sauropora is a species of large mosquitoes native to the Americas, and they have been associated with the transmission of various arboviruses like encephalitis and West Nile fever viruses. So the correctly matching option is fourth one. Question number 5. Given the two peptide chains are red blood cells, identify the correct option. Sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disease and therefore it can be transmitted from parents to the offspring when both male and female individuals are carriers. That means heterozygous for the gene. The disease is controlled by a single pair of alleles HB power A and HB power S. Thus, three genotypes are possible in population: HB power A, HB power A, that is normal homozygous, HB power A and HB power S, normal carrier, HB power S, HB power S, that is diseased. So the answer for this question is option A. Question number 6. Match the column 1 with column 2 for genes of lac operon and select the correct option. See the given tabular column. The operon model of prokaryotic gene regulation was proposed by Jacob and Monod. Operons are groups of genes coding for related proteins and are arranged in units. It is the part of DNA which acts as a single regulated unit having one or more structural gene. That means one or more structural gene, an operator, a promoter, and a regulator gene. I gene is the regulatory gene that produces repressor protein. It inhibits the expression of the structural gene. Such regulation of gene is called negative regulation. The structural gene includes Z, Y, and A gene that produces beta galactosidase, permease, and trans-acetylase enzyme respectively. So the answer for this question is option C. Option C is correctly matching. Question number 7. The sperms employed for artificial insemination of cattle are stored in. Artificial insemination means the process of introduction of semen artificially into the reproductive tract of female cattle is called artificial insemination. It involves the collection of semen from desirable healthy bull by stimulation and stored at 79 degrees Celsius to 196 degrees Celsius in liquid nitrogen. It is commonly called as cryopreservation. So the answer for this question is option A, liquid nitrogen. Question number 8. Identify two correct statements from the following. Totally there are four statements are given. See the first one. Renin is milk digesting enzyme that is usually produced by mucor species. Streptokinase is a clot buster that is obtained from Streptococcus. Trichoderma resi produce cellulase that is required in conversion of cellulose to glucose. It is used as a clearing agent. Alkaline serine proteases is obtained from Bacillus licheniformis. So the answer for this question is option D. From the given four statements, A and C are the correct statements. Question number 9. The chemical substance formed in S.L. Miller's experiment was. Experimental proof of the theory of chemical evolution was given by Urey and Miller in the year of 1953, who created primitive atmospheric condition in a laboratory by using electric discharge in a closed flask containing methane, hydrogen, ammonia in the ratio of 2 is to 1 is to 2 ratio and water vapor at 800 degrees Celsius. This mixture was provided with energy for interaction by 75,000 volt sparks using electrodes. The gases were allowed to condense in a narrow tube and pass through a liquid flask. This experiment was set for several days and products were analyzed chemically. As a result, few amino acids and complex organic compounds were obtained. So the answer for this question is option B, amino acid. Question number 10. Which of the following is incorrect with respect to first transgenic cow Rosie? The first transgenic cow Rosie was developed in the year of 1997. Rosie produced human protein enriched milk with 2.4 grams per liter. The milk contained the human alpha lactalbumin and was nutritionally a more balanced product for human babies than natural cow milk. So the answer for this question is option C. That is incorrectly given. It was developed in the year of 1997, not 1983. Question number 11. World's most problematic aquatic weed is. The world's most problematic aquatic weed is water hyacinth. The botanical name of water hyacinth is Eichhornia crassips, which is also known as terror of Bengal. So the answer for this question is option C, Eichhornia. Question number 12. Gemulation is usually found in the. Gemule is produced by few genera of freshwater sponges such as Spongilla and some marine species including sea sponges and other poriferans, which produces gemmules to survive in unfavorable conditions and to germinate and produce new sponges. So the answer for this question is option B, freshwater sponges. Question number 13. Choose the correct option from the following. Barrier methods are available for both males and females. Female condoms are called femidoms. Apart from condoms, other barrier devices such as diaphragm, cervical cap, vault cap are used by females to prevent unwanted pregnancy. Neroth is a popular brand of condom for males. It provides protection against sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS. So the answer for this question is option B. Barrier methods are available for both males and females. That is the correct option. Question number 14. Contrivance for self-pollination or autogamy is plants have specific adaptations or so-called contrivances for both autogamy and allogamy. Some contrivances for autogamy, that means self-pollination, are formation of bisexual flowers ensures self-pollination when both the sexes are present in the flower, and if they are maturing at same time the flower is preferred for autogamy. In bisexual flower, when both the sexes are mature at same time, that is called as homogamy. It goes for self-pollination. Example, P. orgemone. Some flowers as Camelina, oxalis, etc. never open. In such flowers also, self-pollination only takes place. Such flowers are called as clistogamous flowers. In flower which is normally opening, the androecium and gynoecium are brought near to each other to produce for self-pollination only. So the answer for this question is option D. Question number 15. The two structural features of an ecosystem are the interaction of biotic and abiotic components results in physical structure that is characteristic for each type of ecosystem. The important structural features include species composition. It is the identification and enumeration of animals and plant species of an ecosystem. For example, the tropical rainforest is dense with an amazing number of biological species. On the other hand, vegetation is sparse in the desert ecosystem. So the answer for this question is option C. Species composition and stratification are the two structural features of an ecosystem. Question number 16. Conventional taxonomic method are not suitable for identifying. The conventional taxonomic method is not suitable for identifying microbial species because of many microbial organisms are not culturable under regular laboratory conditions. So the answer for this question is option C, microbial species. Question number 17. Regions are synthesized inside the intestine. The regions outside the seminiferous tubules are known as interstitial space, which contain small blood vessels, and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Leydig cells are the endocrine cells of testes, which lie in the form of clusters or singly in the interstitium. They synthesize and secrete testicular hormones, that means sex steroids called androgens, mainly testosterone, under the influence of the luteinizing hormone. So the answer for this question is option A, interstitial cells. Question number 18. Plants having little or no secondary growth are. Secondary growth can be defined as the growth that increases the girth or diameter and thickness of the plant as a result of activities of primary and lateral meristems. Example, vascular cambium and core cambium. So the answer for this question is option D, grasses. In grasses, there is no secondary growth takes place. Question number 19. Select the wrong statement. Fimbriae are major helping factor in bacterial virulence, the ability of bacterium to cause disease. These structures enable some bacteria to colonize in human epithelial cells. At the end of the fimbriae, unique proteins called as adhesins are present. The specific type of adhesin differs by a type of bacteria. So the answer for this question is option B. Pili and fimbria are mainly involved in motility of bacterial cell. That is the wrong statement. Question number 20. All of the following are true regarding renal homeostasis except the JGA, that means juxtaglomerular apparatus, plays a complicated regulatory position. A fall in glomerular blood pressure can set off the JG cells to secrete renin, leading to the conversion of angiotensinogen in the blood to angiotensin 1 and further to angiotensin 2. The later conversion is carried out with the help of angiotensin converting enzyme as a powerful Vasoconstrictor angiotensin 2 increases the glomerular blood pressure and thereby GFR angiotensin 2 additionally activates the adrenal cortex to release aldosterone. So the answer for this question is option C. It releases renin which converts angiotensin to angiotensin 2. Question number 21. It is an outcome of irregularities in the metabolism of nitrogenous waste. Gout is a disorder in which deposition of uric acid crystals occur in a joint. It is a type of arthritis. It causes inflammation usually in one joint that begins suddenly. The main cause of gout is hyperuricemia. Uric acid is a byproduct of urine metabolism. So the answer for this question is option C. Gouty arthritis. Question number 22. Both fibrous roots and stilt roots are found in. The fibrous root system is more absorbed in monocots like maize, sugarcane, etc., where the primary root is short-lived and replaced by a number of fine fibrous roots developing from the base. Stilt roots develop obliquely from basal nodes of stem as in sugarcane, maize, sorghum, pandanus, etc. So the answer for this question is option D. A and B, both fibrous roots and stilt roots are found in maize and sugarcane. Question number 23. The percentage of inorganic and organic salts respectively in the matrix of bone is. Bone is a hard, rigid, solid, inflexible and strong connective tissue. It consists of osteoclast and osteoclast cells with large amount of the matrix. Bone producing cells called as osteoblast. They divide to form osteocyte and synthesize the organic part of the matrix. So the answer for this question is option B. Question number 24. Given below is a table comparing the effects of sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system for four futures. Which one of the future is correctly described? Autonomic nerve system is a system which controls internal environment or working of visceral organs. It gives response to internal receptors and is involuntary. It contains only motor nerve fibers. It is made up of two components. Sympathetic nerve system. The preganglionic nerve fibers are short. They are acetylcholine as neurotransmitter. The postganglionic nerve fiber are long. They have adrenaline as neurotransmitter. So the correctly matching option is option B. Future, sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system, everything is given correctly in the sex organs of funaria are. The predominant phase in the life cycle of bryophyte is haploid and it is called gametophyte. The gametophyte are formed in the gametangia called antheridia for production of male gametes and orchigonia for the production of female gametes. So the answer for this question is option B. Protected and stalked. Question number 26. Cytokinin is a hormone whose main function is. Cytokinins are the class of plant growth regulators which primarily promote cell division in plants. G. Haberland in the year of 1913 first detected the presence of cell dividing substances in cells of plants. So the answer for this question is option A. Induction of cell divisions and delay in senescence. Question number 27. The bacterial genome contains. Bacteria are ubiquitous prokaryotes. They occur anywhere and in water, in air, in soil, in all living organisms except the pits of volcanoes, deep strata of rocks, tops of high mountains, and blood of healthy animals. Some thermophilic bacteria can withstand the temperature up to 78 degrees Celsius. So the answer for this question is option C, DNA without histone. Question number 28. When daylight hours are increased, the rate of photosynthesis is affected by several internal factors as well as external environmental factors. The external factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis are availability of light, temperature, carbon dioxide concentration, soil water. So the answer for this question is option C, remains unchanged. Question number 29. In bacteria, fungi, and algae, thick walled spores are formed to overcome unfavorable conditions. Such response to abiotic factors is categorized into. It is the stage in the life cycle where an organism changes its developmental, physiological, structural, and biochemical behavior to pass through unfavorable conditions. Thick walled spores are found in bacteria, fungi, and lower plants to overcome unfavorable conditions. Higher plants produce dormant structures like seeds and other vegetative structures. So, the answer for this question is option B, suspension. Question number 31. The alveolar ventilation is the alveolar ventilation is defined as the volume of air transported into the lungs per minute from the atmosphere. In other words, it is the rate at which the fresh air reaches the alveoli and the surrounding areas like alveolar ducts, alveolar sacs, and respiratory bronchioles. This is so the answer for this question is option A. The amount of air available for gaseous exchange in the lungs. Question number 32. The following one is smallest. Glycine is the smallest amino acid, one of the monomer of protein having a very low molecular weight and found under acid soluble pool also. So the answer for this question is option C, glycine. Whereas maltose and cellobiose are disaccharides, cellulose is a polysaccharide. Question number 33. Diploid chromosome number is 8. What shall be the number of chromatids in each daughter cell after meiosis 1? Meiosis 1 is otherwise called as reduction division. In the anaphase 1 of meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes are divided into 2 and moves towards different pole. Each pole gets only one set of chromosomes. Hence, if there are 8 chromosomes in the diploid mother cell, daughter cells will have only 4 chromosomes at the end of meiosis 1. Each chromosome is dyad of 2 chromatids. It means daughter cells will have 8 chromatids. So the answer is option A, 8. Question number 34. Vomiting is the ejection of stomach contents through mouth. This reflex action is controlled by the vomit center in the ejection, that means backflow of partially digested food of the stomach through the mouth, is known as vomiting. It is often preceded by feeling known as nausea. It is a reflex action, an involuntary and instant movement in response to stimulus by the central neural system. So this process controlled by a center which controls the action is located in medulla oblongata of the hindbrain. So the answer is option C, medulla. Question number 35. Echinoderms have an endoskeleton of. Echinoderms are an array of beautiful sea creatures generally found at the bottom of the ocean. Phylum Echinodermata literally means spiny or prickly skinned. That means in Greek word echinos, spiny, derma, skin. The members of this phylum are spiny bodied as they possess an endoskeleton composed of calcareous ossicles. So the answer is option B, calcareous ossicles. Question number 36. Potential difference across resting membrane is negatively charged. This is due to differential distribution of the following ions. Neurons are called as excitable cells because their membrane is in polarized state due to differential concentration gradient of sodium and potassium ions. So the answer for this question is option A, sodium and potassium ions. Question number 37. Hormone that helps in maintenance of electrolytes, body fluid volume and osmotic pressure is. Mineralocorticoids include aldosterone, 11-deoxycorticosterone, etc. These are secreted by zona glomerulosa of the adrenal cortex. So the answer for this question is option B, aldosterone. Question number 38. Respiratory quotient of sprouting potato is. Respiratory quotient is the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide released to the volume of oxygen taken in respiration, and it is mathematically expressed with the help of formula. Carbohydrates. When carbohydrates are used as a respiratory substrate like germinating wheat, rhizomes, tubers of potato, paddy grains, or green leaves kept in dark, etc., the respiratory value is 1. So the answer for this question is option A. Question number 39. Due to the absence of relaxation between successive stimuli in sustained muscle contraction is known as. It is an acute, often fatal disease of nerve system which is caused by a bacterium called as Clostridium tetani. It releases several toxins which damages the nervous system. The toxin affects mainly the neuromuscular junction. This results in either localized or generalized muscle spasm. So the answer for this question is option B, tetanus. Question number 40. One gene, one enzyme concept was put forward by. The one gene, one enzyme hypothesis is idea that each gene codes for a single enzyme. Today we know that this idea is generally correct. Sir Garol's hypothesis using genetic and biochemical studies of the bread mold neurospora. So the answer for this question is option C, Beadle and Totem. Only put forward the concept about one gene, one enzyme. Question number 41. The order primates includes monkeys and humans are primates, but humans do not descend from the monkey. Humans are evolved from ape. So the answer for this question is option C. Monkeys and humans. The first primates are thought to have evolved as 65 to 70 million years ago during the Paleocene epoch of the Tertiary period. Question number 42. Find the odd one with respect to the effect of UVB radiation. UVB radiation does not damage the sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump is used in the nerve signaling processes, heart contraction, and kidney function. So the answer for this question is option D. Damage sodium and potassium pump is given. That is incorrect about UVB radiation. Question number 43. Match the following. See, the telomeres are protein complexes present at the end of chromosomes. These are maintained by telomerase and are reactivated during cancer. When telomere are short, cell division stops. So cancer cells promotes telomerase activity. Zygote divides millions of times during maturation. This division or reprogramming or sometimes redevelopment. So it is a totipotent nature that help zygote in its reprogramming. Cyclin are protein complexes that synthesis and degrade during cell cycle. 4 cyclin homolog are artificially produced in Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So the correctly matching option is option B. Question number 44. At what stage of endosperm development you will observe nuclear or cellular type of endosperm? The term triple fusion is used as it involves the fusion of three haploid nuclei. After triple fusion, the central cell becomes the primary endosperm cell, and once the primary endosperm nucleus is formed, mitotic division takes place in it, which lead to the formation of the endosperm. So the answer for this question is option C, just after division of primary endosperm nucleus. Question number 45. Which of the following hormones are selected in women only during pregnancy? Pregnancy is established approximately 1 week after fertilization. The blastocyst embeds itself in the thickened wall of the uterus through the process called as implantation. Implantation is followed by the appearance of finger-like projections on the trophoblast called as chorionic villi, which are surrounded by the tissue and maternal blood. So the answer for this question is option B. Human placental lactogen, human chorionic gonadotropin, relaxin. These are the following hormones are secreted in human only during pregnancy. Question number 46. The five kingdom classification was proposed by the five kingdom classification proposed by R.H. Whitaker in the year of 1969. The kingdoms defined by him: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So the answer is option A, R.H. Whitaker. Question number 47. Tendrils of grapevine are Tendrils are specialized stem or leaf modifications which are thread-like structures used by climbing plants for support, attachment. The parasitic plants use tendrils for cellular invasion by twining around the suitable host. So the answer for this question is option C, modified terminal buds. Question number 49. External changes are visible after last molt of cockroach limp. The fertilized eggs of cockroaches are encased in a capsule called as oothecae, which are dark reddish to blackish brown capsule and about 8 millimeter long. So the answer for this question is option A. Both forewings and hindwings develop. That is, the external changes are visible after last molt of cockroach nymph. Question number 50. What may be the possible advantage occurring out of the presence of Anthridia and Archegonia on the underside of fern prothallus? The gametophytes of the ferns or Pteridophyta have independent existence. The phase for a shorter duration as the predominant phase is sporophytic. The meiospores germinate to form the gametophyte or prothallus. They bear sex organs. In the case of homosporous spawns, the gametophyte is monoecious. On the other hand, for heterosporous spawns, the gametophyte are dioecious. Anthridium and Archegonium are the Anthridium and Archegonium are the male and female sex organs that produce male and female gametes in most of the classes of male gametes are the anthrozoids, and the more than two flagella or cilia and are generally spirally coiled. A single egg is present in the venter of the Archegonium. So the answer for this question is option D. Nutrients manufactured by the green prothallus can readily seep downwards to the sex organs due to the action of gravity. Question number 51. Read statements carefully and select the correct option. Here there are three statements are given. Frederick Sanger has invented the method for sequencing of protein and nucleic acid which is used in Human Genome Project. In the year of 1945, he developed a three-stage method for identification, quantitative measurement, and characterizing of terminal amino acids in insulin. This involved treating the protein with FDNB, subjecting it to acid hydrolysis, and then separating the colored compounds with chromatography. So the answer for this question is option D. From the given three statements, so all the three statements are correctly given. The functions are unknown for over 50% of discovered genes. Everything is correctly given. Question number 52. Vernalization can often be replaced by. Vernalization is an exposure of plants to a certain degree of cold conditions to make them flower or break seed dormancy. For example, in Iaxyamas niger, a cold requiring long day plant when treated with gibberellic acid produced flower is long day condition without cold treatment. The exposure to gibberellic acid made the plant produce hormone vernalin, which induced flowering in the plant. So the answer is option C, gibberellin. Question number 53. Sex determination mechanism in honeybee is. The sex determination in honeybee is done on the basis of number of sets of chromosomes one individual receive. On an offspring formed by the fertilization of a sperm and an egg result into female, that is queen or worker. An unfertilized egg develops as male drone by the process of parthenogenesis. So the answer for this question is option D, haploid diploid mechanism. Question number 54. Select the correct option. Here there are two options are given, that option A, the competition occurs when resources such as space, light, and nutrition are in short supply. So that is correctly given. Option B, second one is generally the interspecific competition is more intense than intraspecific competition. So that is given wrongly. So from the given 2 points, A is correctly given. So the correct option is option A. Question number 55. The extinction of passenger pigeon was due to. For food and shelter dependence, nature has always been there for humans. Over exploitation of natural resources occurs when need turns into greed. Beyond the degree of their renewability, the biological system should not be exploited. So the answer for this question is option B, due to over exploitation by humans. Question number 56. Which of the following is an incorrect statement? BT cotton was the first genetically modified plant in India which produces an insecticide to combat bollworms. The transgenic brinjal is created by inserting a crystalline protein gene, that is Cry1AC, from the soil bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis into the genome of brinjal. So the answer for this question is option B. BT brinjal was the first genetically modified plant commercially increased in India. Number 57. The water that comes out during guttation is. The term guttation was given by Bergerstein. Guttation is the loss of water from leaves in the form of liquid which is not pure water. It contains minerals. This water is called as gutated water. Natural guttation can be absorbed in the early morning or late hours of the day. So the answer for this question is option A. A solution containing many organic and inorganic substances. Question number 58. Which of the following is the main component of the raw material used for biogas production? Biogas produced from vegetable waste, industrial waste, and organic agricultural waste. Still, the significant component of biogas production is cow dung, as a biogas is also known as gobar gas. So the answer for this question is option B, cow dung. Question number 59. The following figure is pathway of non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In which of the following option find the correct words of all given blanks indicated by A, B, C, D? From the given diagrammatic representation, A indicates that is PS2, B indicates electron acceptor, C indicates electron transport, D is photosystem 1, E is that is NADPH. So the correctly matching option is option A. Question number 60. Formation of seeds without fertilization is called. In apomixis, seed production takes place without the fertilization of egg cells and the sperm nucleus. So the answer for this question is option B, apomixis. 61. Intercalary meristems are traceable in art. Intercalary meristems are present beneath apical meristem and is responsible for increase in diameters of plant organs. It is a meristem which is present between mature tissues at the base of nodes and internodes at the leaf blades. So the answer for this question is option D, all of the above. Number 63. Mark the incorrect match for sexually transmitted infections and its causative agent. From the given options, diphtheria is incorrectly matched. So the answer for this question is option D. Question number 64. Leaves in Papilionaceae are usually. The leaf has mainly three parts: leaf base, petiole, and lamina. Uh, it is given in the textbook very clearly with the help of diagrammatic representation. So in Papilionaceae, the mode of arrangement of leaves are alternate manner with stipules. So it is called as stipulate. So the answer for this question is option B. The mode of arrangement of leaves alternate leaves with stipules. Question number 65. Which one of the following plasma proteins is involved in blood coagulation? Blood is a connective tissue composed of 55% blood plasma and 45% formed elements. That means blood cells. The blood plasma consists of proteins like fibrinogen, globulin, albumin, in addition to some minerals like sodium, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate, glucose, amino acids, lipids, etc. So the clotting or coagulation of blood takes place with the help of insoluble fibrin. So the answer for this question is option D, fibrinogen. Question number 66. From the given table of factors affecting microbial decomposition, positive means favoring and the negative means inhibiting or lowering. Select the correct one. Here the first matching option is option B. High temperature is favorable for decomposition. Absence of oxygen is not favorable. Moist environment is favorable. Lignin and chitin cell wall present in the, that is cell wall is made, if the cell wall is made up of lignin and chitin detritus, it is not favorable for microbial decomposition. Question number 67. Genetic material in bacteriophage and viroids are A and B respectively. Identify A and B. A genetic material in bacteriophage is DNA, but in viroids the genetic material is RNA. So the correct option is option A. Question number 68. ABO blood group is a good example of. ABO blood group is a good example of multiple alleles, codominance, and complete dominance. So the answer for this question is option D. From the given four statements, three are correctly given. Question number 69. In infants, hypothyroidism leads to which disease? Hypothyroidism causes cretinism in infants. It is characterized by decreased basal metabolic rate. That means 50% than normal, stunted growth, retarded mental development, delayed puberty, decreased body temperature, heart rate, pulse rate, blood pressure, and cardiac output, reduced urine output, decreased sugar level in blood, pigeon's chest. So the answer is option B, cretinism. Question number 70. RNA differs from DNA in nature of. Structurally, RNA is very close to DNA. Each backbone or nucleotide is made up of a nitrogenous base, a ribose sugar, and a phosphate group. To phosphoric, that is similar to phosphoric acid. There are basically two differences that help distinguish DNA from RNA. Firstly, RNA has the ribose sugar, whereas DNA contain deoxyribose sugar. It is both are 5 carbon sugars only. The RNA composed of adenine, guanine, uracil, and cytosine. Uracil and cytosine are pyrimidines, but in DNA, instead of uracil, thymine is present as pyrimidines. So the answer for this question is option B, sugar and pyrimidines. Question number 71. Given figure illustrates monthly changes in human ovary during reproductive cycle. Which of the following statement most accurately describe each structure? At birth, the ovaries have about 2 million follicles, each with an ovum that has started meiosis, but it is arrested in prophase 1 of the meiotic division. At this step, the ova are called primary oocytes, that is labeled as A. The oocytes growing the much bigger and complete first meiotic division, forming a large secondary oocyte that is labeled as C. The secondary oocyte develops further and reaches the metaphase stage of meiosis 2 and get arrested. So here the Graafian follicle labeled as B. It is after ovulation, the empty follicles turn into Graafian luteum labeled as D. So the answer for this question is option B. The hormone produced by structure B causes thinning of uterine cervical muscle to allow passage of sperms. So from the given statements mostly accurately describes the above structure is option B. Question number 72. In interphase, how many subphases are present? The sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesizes the other constituents of cell and eventually divides into two daughter cells as termed as cell cycle includes interphase, division phase, G1, yes, G2. So these are the stages are given. So here the division phase includes totally there are the three stages. So the correct option is option B. The interphase includes there are three subphases. Milk is question number 74. During smack is obtained from the latex of Papaver somniferum. The drug smack is common name for brown sugar or heroin used illegally in most of the cases around the world. Smack is chemically termed as diacetyl morphine. It is obtained from Papaver somniferum. So the correct option is A. Question number 75. From the following matches, cotton, open estivation is given, lady's finger, quincuncial estivation, cassia, ascending imbricate estivation, bean, descending imbricate estivation is given. From this, the correctly matched one is third one and fourth one. In cassia, ascendingly imbricate estivation, that is correctly given. In bean, descendingly imbricate estivation is correctly given. So from the given four pass, third and fourth is correctly given. So the answer for this question is option B. Question number 76. Which is the correct sequence of cranial nerves in chordates from the following? Nerves that either arises from or terminate in the brain are called cranial nerves. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves in human as follows. The first one is olfactory nerve, second optic nerve, third oculomotor, fourth pathetic, fifth trigeminal, sixth abducens, seventh facial nerve, eighth auditory nerve, ninth glossopharyngeal nerve, 10th one vagus nerve, 11th one spinal axillary nerve, 12th one hypoglossal nerve. Here the 6th abducens nerve, 7th facial nerve, and the 8th auditory nerve. So the answer for this question is option C. Abducens, facial, auditory, glossopharyngeal. So that is correctly given. Question number 77. Volume of blood pumped by each ventricle during cardiac cycle is. During a cardiac cycle, each ventricle pumps out approximately 70 ml of blood. This is called the stroke volume. The stroke volume multiplied by the number of beats per minute, that is heart rate, gives the cardiac output. For 1 minute, the heart beats 72 times. In a healthy man, the cardiac output is 72 into 70 or 5040 ml per minute, about 5 liters per minute. So the answer for this question is option D. All of the above are correctly given. Question number 78. Hormone receptors are. Hormone receptor the cell membrane of target cells are called as membrane bound receptors. The service called as extracellular, and the receptors present inside the target cells are called as intracellular receptors. Mostly nuclear receptors present in the nucleus. The lipid soluble steroid hormones can cross the plasma membrane, but they do not need the intracellular receptors present on the nuclear membrane. So the answer for this question is option D. All the above options are correctly given. Question number 79. From the following, three statements regarding cell organelles are correct, while one is wrong. Which one is wrong? See the first statement. Endoplasmic reticulum consists of a network of membranous tubules and helps in transport, synthesis, and secretion. So that is correctly given. B. Leucoplasts are bound by two membranes due to the absence of pigment but contain their own DNA and protein synthesizing machinery. That also correctly given. And C. Spirosomes are single membrane bound and are associated with synthesis and storage of lipids. So that also correctly given. See the D. Lysosomes are single membered vesicle bounded off from endoplasmic reticulum and contain oxidative enzymes. So that is wrongly given. Lysosomes are single membrane bound organelle in the cell which contain hydrolases. These enzymes break down complex material into simple ones. They are also called suicidal bags. Question number 80. One of the following characteristics as a common feature shared by birds and mammals is. Both are warm-blooded animals. Both mammals as well as birds are always maintaining constant body temperature, so that these two are generally called as warm-blooded animals. This is one of the common feature. So the correct option is option D, warm-blooded. Number 81. From the following, which one is a non-reducing carbohydrate? Sucrose is a non-reducing carbohydrate due to the absence of free hydroxyl group. So the answer for this question is option C, sucrose. Question number 82. Theory of evolution put forward by whom? G.J. Mendel, that is Gregor Johann Mendel, was one of the pioneer naturalists who worked on garden pea plant Pisum sativum and formulated the concepts or laws of genetic inheritance. He considered as father of genetics. Charles Darwin was one of the leading naturalists who traveled around the Galapagos Island and conceptualized the theory of organic evolution. His theory is known as theory of natural selection. Then Hargopin Corona discovered the genetic code which is needed for converting the nucleic acid sequence into amino acid sequence. This is an universal code. Emerson proposed the presence of two photosystems, PS1 and PS2, in photosynthesis. So the answer for this question is option B, Darwin. Question number 83. All mammals and birds are able to. All mammals and birds are homeotherms. That means warm blooded animals. Always they maintain constant body temperature. So the answer for this question is option A. Keep their body temperature constant. Question number 84. The floral features are cheaply used in angiosperms identification because floral features are mainly used for angiosperms identifications because despite of the same environmental conditions, the parts are sucker to reproductive parts are more easily preserved and have longer survival than vegetative parts of the same flowering plant. So the answer is option D. Reproductive parts are more stable and conservative than vegetative parts. Question number 85. The term recombination coined by Morgan describe. T.H. Morgan carried out several dihybrid crosses in Drosophila melanogaster and studied genes that were sex linked. Based on his studies, he coined the term linkage and recombination. Linkage describes the physical association of two genes on chromosome, while recombination is the generation of non-parental gene combinations. So the answer for this question is option C, generation of non-parental gene combinations. Question number 86. Choose a plant having both spongy petiole and submerged assimilatory roots. Trapa develops parenchyma due to which petiole becomes swollen and spongy, which helps the plant to float. Also, Trapa has submerged assimilatory roots which grow chlorophyll and synthesize carbon dioxide, water, and carbohydrates. So the answer is option A, Trapa. Question number 87. Which among the following is monopodial form? Entamoeba is an endoparasite and causes amoebic dysentery. It inhabitates the upper part of large intestine, example colon. Tropozoid has a finger-like pseudopodium which helps in eating and irregular movements. The presence of only one pseudopodium make it monopodial form. So the answer for this question is option B, Entamoeba. Question number 88. During the processing of the prohormone, proinsulin converted into the mature insulin by. Mature insulin consists of two polypeptide chains that is made up of 51 amino acids, A and B, consisting of 21 and 50 amino acids respectively. In mammals, insulin is synthesized from a pre-prohormone called pre-proinsulin. This inactive form has 110 amino acids. So the answer for this question is option C. C peptide is removed from proinsulin. Question number 90. This is the last question. DNA is in nucleoid is organized in prokaryotic organisms such as E. coli, absence of well-defined nucleus. The DNA is present in the cytoplasm in a highly confined and supercoiled form. DNA is negatively charged molecule and it is held with some proteins having positive charges, the region termed as nuclear zone of cell. The DNA in nucleoid is highly organized in large loops by being associated with positively charged proteins. So the answer for this question is option C, large loops held by proteins. Thank you very much for listening our videos. Those who are watching our videos, you are requested to like, subscribe and share to your friends. All the best. For more information, you are requested to visit our website edalacademy.in. All the best.